BG, aka B Jizzle, aka Baby Gangsta.
Yeah.
The original Hot Boy is in the studio right now. I get the first interview, first time in Atlanta in 13 years. How does that
12
feel?
winters and 13 summers. It feel good, man. I love Atlanta, man. I used to
12
live
winners.
here like 07, 08. So, it's always been love in the A, man, since day one. But, yeah, it definitely feel good to be back in the city.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
Oh, man, the first thing I did when I had to report to the halfway house. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I stopped and got me some chicken, and then I went and turned myself in.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I love it at the same time because you're free now. Your energy is high. I can feel the positivity that is like pouring through your pores right now.
I appreciate it,
and I think
man.
you're in a good space. How were you mentally when you were incarcerated? Like, what helped you get through those days? Because I know it's not easy sitting in those walls
No,
and
it's
having to
definitely
think
not.
for that long time.
Oh, man, I did a lot of reading. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of writing. My fans really, like, helped me get through it, man. I used to get a lot of letters, you know what I'm saying, from fans, like, all over the country, like, and even out the country. And that love that I used to get from people that I didn't even know, just sending me encouraging words and, telling me to keep my head up, telling me, that they was waiting on me. It just made me feel appreciated. Because for real, I thought it was over for me. You know what I'm saying? But, to get that love from the fans and just, have my family, riding with me, my kids and things like that, making me just, know they miss me and reminding me that they miss me, reminding me that they was waiting on me. That pretty much got me through because it definitely ain't no walk in the park.
See, God had a plan. He gave you a second chance. And so with that second chance, TYC, you really stood tall on Take Your Charge. Why is that so important? Because, it's a little different now. The times are different.
Tell me about it. But, I just, that's how I grew up, man. And I wouldn't have been able to look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, and that meant more to me than anything. Just being able to wake up, look in the mirror and, doing my time and my integrity, doing it with me. You know what I'm saying? So, even though it hurt and I missed a lot, out of my kids' lives, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they ain't had to grow up being called the son of a snitch or, my mama could go in a hairdresser and hold her head up and walk the streets. And
with
not
no
being,
issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, not looking over your shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have felt I just, trying to lessen the consequences on myself by taking another man away from his family. That's just not no man stuff to me.
Nah, that makes a lot of sense. Like with the justice system, it's crazy. It's confusing because there's just a lot that we see every day with just the culture, especially the black culture, having to deal with the court system and the judges. What's your take on the whole justice system as a whole?
I mean, it's designed to. It's designed to, you know what I mean, to just hold us back and, you know what I'm saying, to have single mothers out here and fatherless kids. Like, it's just messed up in my eyes. It's crazy.
If you had to play a role, and I know you probably don't ever want to play that role, but if you had to tap into the justice system and take over, what department would you put your hand in to try to switch things around?
I know in the feds, the Congress, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just changing some of these laws.
The laws.
They got some draconian laws out here, man. They giving dudes more time, for drugs than they giving pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? For touching all their kids and, things of that nature. So I would change the laws, man, because, these mandatory minimums is crazy.
Yeah, and it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
At this point, it's no mercy at all. They ain't holding back.
Nah, they not.
So you had Boosie hold you down. You had Tip.
That's a
Baby.
fact.
Who am I missing?
Tracy, man. You know what I'm saying? My sister, slash manager, she really did every day with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about from the moment I walked through the door to...
This Tracy right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she a real one, I can tell.
Till I came home. But, that's, and, my family, and like I said, my fans, man, shout out to T.I., man, shout out to Boosie, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Stunner, man, they definitely came through for me in a major way, like every time I needed them. Especially Tip, man, I remember it was a time where I called him and he was in Africa shooting a movie, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, what's up, man? Talk to me. Woo, woo. And he told me what he was doing. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to call you back. He like, nah, we could talk, man. So before the phone hung up, I was like, man, I need you, man, but I'm going to just call you back when you get back to the country. He like, nah, man, what you need, man? And I told him what I needed. And, you know, the next morning I had $5,000 on my books.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
he
that's
made
good.
this happen way from Africa. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just one example of just how real, you know what I'm saying, Ron
Your
kept it
circle
with me.
is. You didn't feel
Yeah.
like you were alone during the day.
Nah, not at all. Not
Was
at
there
all.
a
Not at
significant
all.
special lady that held you down, like, during that time?
I mean, it was a couple of them, man. You know what I mean? They was in and out, man. You know what I mean? They was in and out. You know what I mean?
What advice could you
was in and
give
out.
to someone who has a significant other while incarcerated? Because I
mean,
know it might be difficult to work that out.
It is hard. I mean, everybody ain't built for it. You know what I'm saying? It take a special, you know, type of woman to really hold a man down. You know, while he in jail. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if you got a significant other, and if they worthy of it, man, like, you know, wrap your arms around them, man, and help them get through it, because they definitely need it. You know what I'm saying? It could be. Yeah, you could lose your mind if you ain't mentally strong, and you know that lack of support. Like it gets stressful. You know, you end up doing stuff in there that you ain't got no business. Like you could easily end up in you know, because things that's going on the outside world affect you in there, and it just could be all bad, man. So if you got somebody in jail, man, love on them, man, hold them down.
So is there a lady now, though? Now that you're out, now that you're free, now that you're moving on up, is there somebody that's...
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You got a little yeah.
I got a little yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Well, we gonna keep that private. Because look, they get a hold of her, it's over here.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's most important, man. Like keeping your relationship just out of the public, man. Especially, you know, in these days and times with social media and everybody having no opinion and things of that nature. Like, you know, I be yearning for my privacy anyway. I come up in an era where,
What's your sign?
you know, I'm a Virgo.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you're private.
But
Yeah.
I'm already, my life already open book, and you know, you're a public figure, so you always under the microscope. But yeah, man, I think if you want your relationship to last, you gotta keep it out
Hold
of
it
the
down.
public, man. Yeah.
Most people while they're incarcerated, they go through a big transition. So out of all that time, who did BG transition into? Who are you now?
I'm definitely not the same person that walked through that door, man, and that was my main thing, just making sure that I was a better man coming out than I was before I went in. So really, I'm just somebody who, I'm just, you know, I try to be the best father I could be, you know, try to be the best artist I could be, man. I try to stay out the way of the BS, man, and just, you know, live, man. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to live.
I love
man.
that for you. I love it. I mean, and it's showing, and this is my first time ever meeting you, but it's showing. I can feel the growth. I can feel the maturity. I mean, you even talked about reading a lot of books. So, what's one book you feel everybody on this earth should read?
Oh, on this earth,
Everybody.
it was this one book I read by Dr. Joy DeGruy. It was called what the name of this book, man? Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Wow, that sounds deep. Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that book that was just different.